What's up guys, my name is Backpeddles, and in this video I'll be going over the up-and-coming changes to the game Firefall. Now keep in mind that Firefall is still in its beta state, so everything is still subject to change. Now before I get into this though, I want to quickly announce that I did get a new microphone. Let me know what you think. I personally think it's a lot better than my old one, and I can actually have some enthusiasm in my voice without sounding like I'm screaming into my microphone. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to start off with the core combat of Firefall, and what they're doing is they are scrapping our hitboxes and they are giving us what is called animated hitboxes. Now these aren't boxes per se, they are actually skin tight to your character, so there is no more going to be snipers missing you but technically hitting you because of your hitbox and other retarded stuff like that. So it actually requires a lot more skill to actually hit people. Now on the flip side, they are giving bullets volume. Now what this means is if the bullet has particle effects and animation, any part of that particle effect or animation that touches you will now damage you, so it's a happy medium. Now that our hitboxes are skin tight, they're giving these bullets more volume, and it makes a lot more sense because if that bullet touches you, wouldn't it make sense to do damage to you? So that's pretty neat. And they are removing the original movement speed. They thought it was a little too slow, which I agree with, and so what they've done is they've increased movement speed for every class, and they've even gone a step further and further increased the movement speed of the Assault class, and they've actually decreased the speed of the Dreadnought class compared to other classes. It is now the slowest class in the game, and I will elaborate on that a little more later. They have given us 4 times more jetpack fuel, so we currently have 200, and they're increasing it to 800, which means we have more flight time, we can go higher, we can go farther, and they are actually now giving us the ability to change direction much easier while in flight. Now what they're hoping to do with this is, depending on the situation you're in, they want you to make that decision of whether or not it's a good idea to stay on the ground or go airborne, because these sharp turns in mid-air are still somewhat predictable, but not nearly as much as they currently are. You're not going to be able to zigzag back and forth or anything ridiculous like that, so you can't dodge bullets and stuff because that would be a little overpowered, a lot overpowered. So let's go ahead and jump right into the dueling system, which is definitely something that has been missing in this game for quite a while, even though it's in its beta state. There is not really much to do in the game right now other than PvP and collect resources, so I'm really happy to see this functionality go into the game. Now how this is going to work is if you want to duel someone, you go up to them and you request a duel. They have to accept, otherwise it obviously will not happen. If they accept, one person will get a red flag on their back and the other will get a blue flag on their back, and they duke it out till the death, and the loser respawns and the winner gets bragging rights and all that goody stuff like that. Now this is not restricted to 1v1. You can actually have up to 8 players at a time in one duel, so it's going to be pretty cool. You can actually have like a clan duels and stuff like that. It's going to be pretty neat. I'm excited to see how this is going to work, if they're actually going to pull it off properly. Moving on to changes specifically for the medic class. What they are doing with the medic class is they are in fact removing it from the game. That's right, you heard me. They are removing the medic class from the game. It's being replaced by a class called the Biotech. Now the reason for them changing this class and renaming it and all that stuff is because the medic made matches in PvP way too frustrating. They had this constant healing stream. You could go up to a teammate in PvP and heal them from virtually no health to full, and they can go around and mow through people. All you gotta do is keep them healed. It was very frustrating for other teams because all you needed was one good medic and you could mow through the other team no problem whatsoever. So instead of simply nerfing this class, they scrapped it altogether, because if you think about it, how would you feel if you liked to play your medic class and they nerfed the only thing that class was able to do? That would be pretty bad for you. You'd probably feel like crap, wouldn't you? So they have removed the medic class and they have put in the Biotech. Now the Biotech does not have any healing guns whatsoever. Instead, the Biotech will have abilities with cooldowns as short as 10 seconds long. They will also have offensive abilities for those of you who want to go out and actually kill stuff. Now keep in mind that the Biotech is still considered a support class, so you're not going to be doing as much damage as, say, a assault class. So you are still support regardless of whether you want to be healing or dealing damage. In fact, you can do both at the same time. Now, from what I understand, they haven't really elaborated on this very much, but Red 5 has decided to add semi-dual functionality to every class in the game, so you don't feel as if you're doing only one thing at a time per class. Sounds pretty interesting, but they haven't really elaborated on this very much, so I can't really give great detail on it. I'm curious to see if this is actually going to go in the game, and if it does, how they're going to pull it off properly and make everyone happy. Moving on to Assault changes, we are going to be a lot more mobile and fast compared to other classes. Then to compensate for this, we are getting lower health, and our AoE damage for the plasma cannon is being reduced. We are getting a new ability for this class called Railgun. I don't really have to describe to you what a railgun is, you probably know what it is. It lasts for a very short time and it is very powerful. They are reworking the way Shockwave currently works, and what they're doing is they're making it start out as a little ball, and it will gradually get bigger and more powerful, so you can no longer point blank shockwave someone and kill them and run away and la 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 la, all that retarded stuff. Now, the engineer is actually getting reworked quite a bit, a lot actually. They are getting rid of how you do turrets and how you have to, you have to heal them up and you gotta upgrade them. That takes just way too much time, especially for a PvP environment. What they're doing is now they're giving you the ability to lay down 3 turrets at once, and these turrets are just a one-button click and they're ready to go. There's nothing else you gotta do for that. We are now getting a new weapon as well. Now, this weapon is not a homing device like our current one is. It is actually a laser. Now, how this works is the damage first starts off as, well, normal damage, and the more you are consistently hitting a target without letting off of your firing button, the damage will stack up higher and higher and higher. Now, if you miss the target, the damage will fall off and revert back to the default damage, and you have to work your way back up as well. And that's about it for the engineer. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the Dreadnought. And what they're doing for the Dreadnought is they wanted to make this class focus on short range, high survivability, and less damage at a faraway distance, because how they currently work is you can pretty much snipe someone across the map with your freaking gun. It's a little ridiculous. So what they're doing is they're significantly reducing the amount of damage your weapon does if your target is farther away than 20 meters. And the weapon itself no longer builds up firing speed, but instead has a constant rate of fire. We are also getting a new ability called Teleport Shot. This ability is very important because, as I stated earlier, the Dreadnought is now the slowest class in the game, and unless you're trying to hunt down another Dreadnought, everyone else is going to be able to outrun you. So this Teleport Shot ability is very useful. As long as you can hit the target, you will teleport to them, and you'll be able to kill them and all that good stuff that everyone wants to do. We are also getting a new ability called Gravity Field, which redirects bullets. Now, my question for this ability is, does it really redirect bullets? Say, if it redirects a bullet and goes off to another direction, can that bullet potentially damage someone else, or is it considered like void? It's just there and it actually doesn't hit anything or do anything. That is my question. I'm interested to see if they can pull this off. Actually, I'd really like to see that it can go off in different directions and actually hurt someone else. That would be pretty interesting. I don't know if they are capable of doing stuff like that. Sounds pretty neat though, if they could. And last but not least, we have the Recon class. They're actually changing this class quite a bit. They're giving you the ability to what they call cloaking your teammates from Sin Network. Now, what this does is when you fire your weapon, the enemy gets an icon on their screen that tells you where that fire is coming from. You can go to them and try to kill them. Now, what the Recon does, it cloaks you from the enemy from these icons appearing. So you could fire, say you're like over the next hill and you're firing at someone, and the icon will not appear because you are cloaked. And I am assuming this lasts a very short time. That would be a little overpowered, and my assumption is that is not the case. Now we are getting a new weapon, and this sniper rifle will do more damage the longer you are aiming down your sights. So if you're aiming down your sights for an extended amount of time, you could potentially one-shot people. I watched the video on it, and it looked like they shot someone in the chest region, and it still one-shot them. Now the flip side to this is the fact that you are left very vulnerable if you are aiming down your sights for a prolonged amount of time, so it's not necessarily overpowered at all. Someone could definitely jump on you and take you down while you're trying to build up that damage. Now we are getting a new ability called Switch Shot, and this ability allows enemy players to attack their own teammates by manipulating the way they are viewed, and they will think that their teammates are actually hostile if they haven't been paying attention and didn't notice that they were on their team about 5 seconds ago. Now the biggest benefit to this ability is the fact that once it's activated on an enemy, that enemy cannot heal or receive heals from anybody or anything until it is worn off, so you can quickly down someone such as a Dreadnought or a Biotech if they are a nuisance to you and you just want to get rid of them. Now another ability we have, the last ability that I know of, is Execute Shot. This ability allows you to down and execute an enemy without giving teammates the chance to revive them. Now, if you already downed someone without using Execute Shot, you can use Execute Shot on their down body and cause them to explode into lots of bloody, gory funness and damage other enemies at the same time. If the enemy is trying to revive their partner, you can use Execute Shot and do damage to them and execute that other person at the same time. Sounds like a lot of fun, and that is all I have for the combat and class updates for the Firefall Milestone update. And before I go, I just want to shout out a few thoughts I have. I find that Red 5 Studios has definitely made very good choices in all the decisions that they've made for this game. I have yet to find anything about their decisions annoying or frustrating or anything. Everything just seems like it's a good idea. They definitely know what they're doing. The only concern I have about this game is the fact that every update video that they've done on their own channel, which is red5studios at youtube.com, is the fact that they're all in a PvP environment when they've shot this footage, which kind of makes me wonder, is this game going to be mainly PvP oriented, or are they going to be adding some PvE elements as well? I really hope they do. I really want a happy medium, because sometimes you just don't feel like you want to PvP. So that is all, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this informative, or if you simply found it entertaining to listen to, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe if you want, leave a comment if you want. You can even follow me on Twitter. That is twitter.com #Backpeddles. And that is all, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.